But my day job is at Pixar, as you may have heard, and I was at a new employee orientation. This is what, 4 years ago now? 5 years ago? Now?
5
years ago.
4.
And went around the
years
the table at lunch talking about our high school summer jobs. It was a nice breaker. And I worked at Kinko's, assistant store manager. Someone else had been a pizza delivery guy, and Patrick had said he was a grocery bagger but never made it out of regionals. And I stopped the meeting, and what does that mean, regionals? And he explained there was this bagging contest, and like the governor showed up, and there was marching bands, and a bunch of stuff that I just couldn't believe. So on site, I said, "Can I make that movie?" And he said, "Yeah, sure." We shook hands. I driving home that night, called Justina on my cell phone and said, "Here's the next movie. We're going to make it about competitive grocery bagging." And so we get the journey that we get to today.
So I went with my co-director, Alex, and we went to the California competition and the Utah competition within 2 days of each other. And at that point, we knew we had a story.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the next greatest show on earth, The Bag Off.
When we first moved into the house, the garden it was just a lot of shrubbery and nothing edible, and it wasn't terraced properly. And so I said to Oren, "Look, I really want to fix up this garden." And he sort of hummed and hawed and, you know, didn't say much about it. So I finally called in this guy, and he landscaped for us, and we got the soil all ready for planting. And then I found out I was pregnant. And I was just completely nauseous for 3 months. And, you know, you're not supposed to garden, you're not supposed to do all this stuff because of the bacteria, whatever. And then on a side note, Oren had decided to set up a home theater. And I was like, "Oh, come on, you know, we don't need a home theater. Go, okay, whatever." So he went ahead and did his thing. So I think for the next 4 months, I hung out in the theater, and he hung out outside in the garden and planted this amazing garden that we were able to harvest 6 months later.
We swapped hobbies, yeah. And then over here is what may be the world's biggest zucchini. Well, I don't know about the world's biggest, but maybe the biggest is here in Piedmont. We'll hope for a blue ribbon for this guy here. Let me get that plant back. Put my hand there for scale. Let's see if I pick this guy up here. There. I don't want to break him. If he busts off, he's going to stop growing. But there, he goes back to there. Can't quite reach him around the side. I think that's probably 40 pounds. Nah, probably not 40, 50, but 45 pounds probably right now. Here is the Roma tomato bush, which is going gangbusters, but isn't quite ripe yet. But there's a cluster of nearly a dozen hanging there. And right in here, oh wow, more of those guys, more behind, all over here in the front. It's hanging out, and inside has got another 100 fruit in there somewhere. Grapes. Also, now you see there's starting to raisins on the vine there. So these ones are ripe to eat. These ones will get a little dry, and you can pick them and dry them off. They're actually quite edible still, but this will concentrate the sugar in the fruit. So that tastes well, it's a raisin. Oh, it's a good raisin too. That's yummy. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that good?
Yeah.
Working with food banks sort of happened at us or to us at the festival circuit.
Well, there were a couple theaters that loved our film during the festival circuit, and they really wanted to take it to their year-long film series. And so both in Austin and in Prescott, they took the film and they created screenings around it, but they made it as a benefit for the food bank. And what they did there was they had people bring in cans of food to get a discount off the ticket. And I was able to go to the screening in Prescott, and it was really amazing. The food bank that was there, this was the food for tomorrow. This was the food that those families would need to eat. And it was almost everybody brought cans of food, and everyone loved the tie-in to the food bank. You come away from our film feeling very good. And I think we kind of take for granted that we can all go to a grocery store and go shopping. And having the food bank angle was a really nice way of tying back in that and continuing that good feeling that people were having, but bringing recognition to a really good cause.
So that happened, and that was kind of cool, but didn't really think much more of it. And then we began to screen a couple of test screenings here in the Bay Area for one night events, just to practice working with exhibitors and how do we put up posters and just learn the business that way. We thought we would just kind of keep doing that. And so we chose to donate $1 per ticket to the local Alameda County Community Food Bank. And that was kind of a right, and then we had our first screening, and it was almost a sellout. We had like 90 and change people or something, 88, whatever, there in Berkeley, and that made almost $100 for the food bank. Their buying power, when you give them $1, they can buy $4 to $7 worth of food that we can buy, because they buy in such gross quantity. So suddenly we had funded 200 meals, or more, 300 meals, had been funded that one night alone. We're driving home, and I looked over at Justine in the car and said, wow, we just like fed 300 people. And that was like a pretty good day at the office.